everybody. Welcome into the ugly truth, unsolicited advice.
Hey, everybody.
This is a very important episode.
Very.
And I think compared to all the episodes we've done, maybe this is some of the most important advice we've given, even if it's still unsolicited and maybe you don't feel like you want our advice.
Yeah.
We're still going to give it to you.
Yeah, for sure.
And we think this is a good one. Not that we're knowledgeable.
We think it's all good, though.
Yeah, exactly. But we're giving you the 5 telltale signs. And we came up with these ourselves. So you got some brains.
That's right.
5 telltale signs of maybe when you should be getting out of a relationship. If things are on the rocks, if these signs are coming up in your relationship, you know, especially if it's all 5. I mean, if it's just 1 or 2, maybe you can start working things out. But if these 5 things are present, it's a good indicator.
You need to bail.
A good indicator that you need to be moving on. And this is male or female.
It doesn't matter.
Either gender. So do you want to start talking about number 1?
Yeah, we'll go with number 1. This is actually one that I came up with because it was definitely present in the in my first marriage. And that is lack of communication. Guys, if you stop talking with your spouse or your partner or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is, if you lose that communication, you will just grow apart. There is no, it's communication is what keeps you together. And without it, you're dead in the water. And frankly, I would say, in my opinion, be it unsolicited, that without communication, it doesn't matter about the other 4. You're done. You're done. If you lose communication with the other person, you're done.
Yeah. And I think the communication aspect is like some of the other things we're going to talk about. They tie, like communication is a part of that. And like it might,
they all tie together.
They all tie together.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
If anything, you know, you need to be able to have like the tougher conversations. Like, for example, in one of my previous relationships, we didn't have we still got along and we were friendly, but there were things underneath the surface that neither of us wanted to address. That's a lack of communication. We both know we wanted to express certain things, but we weren't able to do it. So why is that? A lack of communication. You know, you got to be able to say what you feel and you know what's going on within yourself and with the relationship.
I think a lot of that, though, Evan, is that a lot of people are scared to communicate about the hard things because they think that it could end a relationship. And it very well could. But if you don't communicate about those hard things,
it's worse.
The relationship's doomed. It's going to end anyway. So have those hard discussions. And I think you'll find that you can work through it. But if you don't have those discussions, I'm telling you guys.
And go in with I think people are afraid of the maybe potential disagreements, but go in with the intention of, hey, we want to grow here. We're a team as a partnership. Let's have this discussion because this is what I'm feeling. And hey, maybe I'll get your perspective. And maybe what I'm thinking is I was in the wrong wrong mindset, and I wasn't seeing the whole picture.
Or maybe you won't come to an agreement, but you guys could just agree to disagree.
And that's okay. Or maybe,
but at least you've talked about it and it's out there.
Exactly. You need to establish communication. I think that's the foundation of any healthy relationship.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or really any like with a significant other, with a parent, with a friend, really with a boss. Well, communication.
I try to communicate with my boss as little as possible. But you're right.
You're not afraid to have the conversation.
Absolutely not.
So it's the right amount of communication. That's what you need.
Yeah, 100%.
And I would say number 2, kind of going into that, and this is one I came up with because I've experienced this firsthand. And it's the element of like needing to control another person. Like if you feel like you're confined or there isn't really trust in one another, you're trying to micromanage and control every aspect of the other person's life, or maybe you don't want them hanging out with friends because, it's a lack of trust. You're trying to control the other person's life. That's a big red flag. And a lot of times they're going to present it as, oh, I'm just worried about you, or, oh, I just, I love you, things like that. true love is trust and not needing to control everything, because you can't have somebody clenching your throat and expect to be in a healthy partnership.
I was gonna say it's a partnership. I mean, that's exactly what it is, and that's what I was gonna say. You have to work together, and guys, look, relationships are tough. It takes work. You have to work at it. I mean, you can't just half-ass it. They never work.
Yeah.
So you have to try. And so I think that's a part of that too. But partnership is the big thing. You got to work together.
Right. And just don't feel the need to control the other person. Like a lot, if your girlfriend says, hey, I'm going out on a girl's night, let her go out on a girl's night. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean, if she goes out and cheats on you, the relationship's over. Okay. I mean, I get it. I understand why you'd be upset she's going on a girl's night. But if she cheated on you and that's the reason you don't want her to go out on a girl's night, you shouldn't be with her in the first place because she cheated on you and she'll do it again. Right. So just show some trust in your partner.
And if you think that she would possibly cheat on you,
that's a red flag in itself.
That's a huge red flag
because you don't trust them.
I mean, good night. If you think they're looking at other guys and getting phone numbers, dude,
and you know what
that is a whole different conversation that you need to have.
You know what that is? That's not about the other person. Generally, we want to frame it as, oh, that's their personality. They're so flirtatious, whatever. That's your own insecurities coming in. It's your own insecurities. So
100%.
Actually gain a little bit of confidence. The fact that this person is with you now.
Yeah.
Say, hey, and they're more likely to stick around if you give them the freedom to go out and do their own thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Instead of trying to control every aspect of their life. I had one girlfriend who said, I don't like you going to the gym because you're going to look better than me. And that's a controlling thing. It's an insecurity. So, and that was a bit that, I took that as a red flag. I was like, oh my God, but it's controlling. It adds up.
Yeah.
It's small. It might feel small in the moment, but when you have 100 things that stack up.
Yeah.
No.
And look, we realize it's not easy.
No.
Okay. Evan, the relationship he's talking about, he stayed in it way too long. And the reason he did is because they're so hard to get out of. Right.
There's levels of comfort in it.
Absolutely.
There's security within it.
Yes.
Even if it's miserable, there's security in the misery.
100%.
So
yeah. The third thing.
And I think this third one directly ties into what we were just talking about.
It ties exactly. Yes. I was just going to say that. And that is being yourself. Guys, if somebody allows you or doesn't allow you to be yourself, tries to change who you are, they may be successful at it. But eventually, and I'm 100% true on this, guys, you're going to come back. Your true self is going to show its face at some point. And because they changed you, they're not going to like it when it does. And so that's a problem. You want somebody that you're with to allow you to be yourself. I mean, that's the great thing about the marriage that I'm in now is Leah knows my quirks. I mean, I do some stupid stuff, guys. Let's be honest. But she allows me to do that. She allows me to be me. And that's why our relationship is so strong, is because we have that, and along with communication, right? And we don't try to control one another. And so I think that's what makes a successful relationship.
Yep.
But yes, it does tie directly into control.
Exactly. And it's one of those things like, why would you even want to be in a relationship with somebody where you can't be yourself fully? Like if you feel like you have to hold yourself back,
right,
in any aspect,
right,
or you're doing that to your partner, like why don't you want them to be themselves? Right. If you're being like suppressed, like you're not able to speak your mind,
right,
you're not able to act out who you are,
right,
that's no way to live.
Right.
That's no way to live.
I think a great example is I love football. Okay. That anybody who's watching the show that knows me knows I love football. Well, look, during football season on Saturday and Sunday, it's football. And so Leah never tried to control that. She never tried to change me and say, no, I don't want you watching football. Now, occasionally she'll say, hey, I need you to take this Saturday off because we have this family function going on. And that's fine.
And
I mean, you work around it, right?
There's balance.
But it's little things like that. And that doesn't sound like a huge thing, but they add up. You know, I like to have a drink every once in a while. Well, look, you know, she doesn't try to dictate, you know, as long as I'm not sloppy drunk every night, you know, driving drunk. I mean, use your head, you know, be smart. But I just think that, you know, it's the little things, and those are the things that add up, and you start to see it. And when you start to have somebody control you, oh, I don't want you to watch football. I want you to spend every waking moment with me.
Mm-hmm.
Those are red flags too, guys.
There was a time where I changed my entire life to accommodate a relationship. I could never do it again. You can't compromise who you are because there's a vision that somebody else has for what they want you to be. Yeah. And I understand the relationship is comfortable, but if you feel like you're not able to be yourself, get out of it immediately. Yeah. Honestly, drop it now. Call them up, pause the video, come back afterwards, of course, because you know you want to see our
folks. I'm serious. 188 bets off, man. You got to get out. Just go for it.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta. Things are bad.
Yes, and that brings us to number 4. And number 4 is
this is a really big one for me.
Yeah, and I would like to hear you because you're the one who came up with this one. It's no fun on vacations or trips, and you know, I do have experience in this though, which is funny because I went on a, you know, a trip to a very beautiful, lovely city of Paris, France, and you know that's a city of love,
of course, yeah.
And you know, not that I didn't have fun, but there were things that I wanted, and this kind of ties into the control aspect. But like I wanted to go out with, and it's funny, one of my friends from my hometown was there. But I couldn't go out with them because of the relationship. And she's saying, "Oh, you can't do this. Like, well, we need to spend time to get whatever. Like one night of the week. Come on." But anyways, you know, when you're not having fun on a vacation, if you're not having fun on something that's supposed to be relaxing, something that's not supposed to be stressful, but it turns and you know, every once in a while you're gonna have one maybe that bombs, and it's because something happens, extenuating circumstances. I get it.
Like you're in Florida at the beach and it rains every day.
Right, exactly. I get it. Hey, I'd be a little stressed out too. It's fine. But at the same time, if every time you're going on some sort of relaxation vacation trip, it turns into a nightmare, that's a red flag. That's not good.
It absolutely is. And you know, I've been on a lot of vacations, but I remember one vacation I went on down to San Antonio, and I love San Antonio. I think it's the city of love.
I was just there for the first time.
And you loved it.
I liked it. It was a nice city.
Awesome. I went with my first wife, and it was really a trip, I think, to try to salvage our marriage. And so things were already not great at that point. But when I wanted to go out at night, I wanted, go to the clubs. I wanted to have a good time, and she just didn't. And it made it tough, but it was real eye-opening to me. It's like, look, we're on vacation, and you're not willing to have a good time. It's like, at least try, right? But vacation is one of those times where if you go with someone and you don't have fun, you really need to look at the relationship and find out if they're for you.
It paints a bigger picture of the overall state of the relationship more than you realize.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And that brings us into number 5. One that I've experienced too. Man, I really hit all these 5 red flags.
Number 5 should come as no surprise to any of you.
No sex or loss of attraction. No, it almost seems and it's weird. It almost seems normalized in our culture that guys talk about, I have sex with my wife once every 2 months.
Yeah.
Once on my birthday, I get a nice happy ending. And I was in that sort of phase, like life.
You weren't married, but in your relationship.
And this is what's crazy. I was in freaking college where the hormones are going crazy. You know, you're young, you're spry,
spry.
Come on. once every 2 months, that's not healthy. It's not healthy. You should have, and if your physical attraction to the other person has actually really died down, that's a big red flag, because I actually believe in true love and a true partnership, like it should increase, you know? You should love the person more.
I mean, I think, look, I mean, let's be real clear here. Okay. There are certain situations where maybe someone's testosterone is down, or there could be physical situations where
Viagra.
Okay. Right. And leave it to the young guy to just throw that one right out there, because he knows so much about it. But we understand that there are situations that might keep someone from that situation. But I would say that if you're in a real healthy relationship, you're going to have a good amount. And I think that it's important. And if you see, if at one time that level is where it should be, and you see things start to trail off, it becomes less and less until pretty soon there's just none at all. That's a red flag. That's one of those where you really need to maybe have a conversation.
I was going to say,
but if you're there, lack of communication is probably an issue in your relationship.
I was going to say, if anything, I don't think this is one where you just go and pull the plug immediately.
No.
If anything, what you can do is go have the conversation, and maybe there's something going on where that's preventing the other person from wanting to engage in
Absolutely
sex. And it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
But if you had that communication from the start, you realize, hey, this doesn't have to do with me. 100%. How can I help this person out so that we can have a more healthy relationship? Because it shouldn't be defined solely on sex by any means.
Absolutely.
But, you know, if the communication's there, then you can work together.
Yeah, 100%.
But if you don't communicate, then it's going to fester up. And then one day you're going to explode and be like, why won't you have sex with me? Am I that ugly? And you're going to let yourself go, and it's going to be a downward spiral. And, you know, you're going to lose your house, and you're going to be on the corner.
Okay, folks.
Don't let that happen.
That's real extreme. Okay.
Even a worst case scenario.
Yeah, that is like that is the worst case scenario. So, yes. Could that happen? Yes, folks, but it's highly unlikely. Listen, if you're having trouble communicating with your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you guys can always go see somebody too. It always helps to talk to a third party who it doesn't take sides, right? And
neutral.
maybe they can help you talk through whatever it is you're having trouble talking about. Look, it's nothing to be ashamed about. A lot of people go to see somebody. So
I think it's healthy.
It's very healthy. Yeah.
I mean, it enhances the communication, because you get
100%.
You get a neutral party to come on in and say, all right, this is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, when I say that, I don't mean your best friend. I don't mean a family member.
Yes.
I truly mean a third party that is not invested in either of your lives.
Yes.
Okay. It's important that I say that, because if it's somebody that knows either one of you,
they're going to have biases.
Absolutely. And so it's got to be somebody that has no skin in the game.
Yes.
For lack of a better phrase.
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
Agree with that.
And folks, that is the ugly truth.
If anything, what a beautiful truth that was. We're smart. We gave you some good advice today.
You know what? Here's to our advice.
Yeah.
Amen. Until next time, everybody. We might be getting smarter.